Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2 is messy but full of heart. Baldur's Gate Alliance Duel was originally released in 2004 by developer Back Isle Studios and the publisher Interplay Entertainment for the PlayStation 2 and the original Xbox. It was released as a spin-off of the popular Baldur's Gate CRPGs on PC, but adapted the gameplay to the action RPG style similar to Diablo, to more controller friendly. Now a re-release has slightly touched the game up, brought it to PC for the very first time, to the fans, to a trip down memory lane in the city of the Baldur Gates. Right up in front there, is safe to say that if you are a fan of outside gameplay original release, you find a lot of love in newest version. However, if you are a newcomer to the game, it's a bit a harder sell. Players have 5 classes to choose from, with 2 being unlocked, and being the game on normal and then extreme difficulty. Each class has a specific character, allowing player to select from Dungeons and Dragons classics like Cleric, Assassin, Rogue, Barbarian, Ranger, Monk, and Necromancer. Each class has different starting abilities, a list of spells of proficiencies to pick level from as your character progresses. Dark Alliance 2 level system is a double-edged sword. If it does a great job of finding and giving players options, the choices to make how they want to play the game. Each class has a multiple builds that has a more than capable of managing the game on most difficulty, especially spellcasting classes. The negative side of the game leveling is also rare you want to taste. Compared to the modern entries in the game like Diablo, Torchlight or the Path Exile, the combat and builds Dark Alliance 2 are both slow and completely mundane. If you are an RPG player that looks for extremely deep builds with abilities saturated in the particle effects, effect chains and massive hordes of enemy, you'll likely find the combat here pretty dull. If you don't mind a slower, more methodical approach, however, you'll find a lot of appreciating the game's stamina and a great gameplay. If you want an interesting story to help push your RPG along, there isn't much here for you. The story is incredibly basic and told in some of clunkiest cutscenes in recent memory. The cutscenes that deliver the story feature flat camwork, city dialogue and the plot points of fleeting dungeon master, making the first ever homebrew campaign. When players first arrive at the Baldur's Gate, they are treated to first look at the game villains, and if you extrapolate of them from there, it's easy to predict every plot point waiting for you. However, Dark Alliance 2 does have some really great voice acting that makes minor interactions more fun. These help keep the game moving, and the pleasure of gameplay ensures that the luxuries there does little to dissuade your enjoyment. The Dark Alliance 2 also has a full mechanic that allows players to make their own magical equipment. Of course, still plenty of grinding to get perfect runs for you looking for, but it opens up many more options for players to customize their builds and experimenting along the way. Combined with the trying together voice and various spells, the magic equipment system makes for some great customization options that improve replayability and motivate players to tackle harder difficulties. As a re-release, however, Dark Alliance 2 leaves much to be designed. The graphics are only slightly improved alongside a resolution increase up to native 4K. There is a lot of charm in the graphics and some really great visuals through, so this works in the game's favor. The main issues with the re-release come from the technical side of things. First and foremost, the game supports a 2-player co-op but does not have online functionality. If you play on PC as I did, you can use Steam Remote Play to play with your distant friend, but it brings down own suit of latency and the sync issues. It also leaves a console players ultimately without online support, which is ridiculous for a modern game release. The feature might be added via a patch in the future, but I don't find that very likely it wasn't included in the release of its predecessor. Then there is issue with the game menus. While cluttered, they preserve the visuals of the original release, which isn't a problem, but the PC navigation of the menus is absolutely nightmare. This is because there is no rhyme or reason to whatever each individual page is navigated, with the arrow keys and hitting enter or simply using the mouse. The game main menus use the mouse, but the character selection is arrow keys only. The in-game pause menu is mouse friendly, but once you get the options, you have to switch back to the arrow keys. Constantly going back and forth is frustrating hassle, and it comes up consistently throughout the playthrough. Overall, if you already Dark Alliance 2, you're probably either already picked the game up for being hoping to. If you suspect, have a great really time revisiting the classic. However, if you are a new player, there is a really solid experience to find here as long as expectations are tempered. Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2 has such solid gameplay and the player options that is no wonder it's reserved to this day as it is. Unfortunately, some more shots aspects of the release drag it down. Thank you for watching, don't forget to comment and subscribe, bye bye.